Your story fascinates me, and absolutely fascinates me. Is it true you were a high school coach that drove half a day to try and get a gig with University of Pittsburgh back in the day? Is that a true story, Dan?
Yeah, drove through the night. I went and taught elementary PE that morning, did weights after school, and then got in my car and drove to Pittsburgh. So worked out.
So you're an elementary physical education teacher.
Yeah, great gig, by the way. Great gig. I loved it. It's like me and the janitor were like the two guys. The principal were like the three guys in the building. It was fun. I loved it, but I had a passion to coach at a higher level, and I'd really been trying for a long time to try to work my way into college, and I didn't have a lot of success. And I'd gotten a phone call from a coach that had just gotten to Pitt, Keith Patterson. He said, "Hey, we might have something." And then I really didn't hear back. I told my wife, "This is the closest I've ever been. I'm going to drive to Pittsburgh tomorrow." So that's kind of how it got started.
What goes through your mind on a 12-hour drive? Because is this from Kansas City, right around the Kansas City area? That's kind of your home. That's your hometown, right?
Yeah, that's my spot.
Okay.
A lot of things, but the biggest thing for me the whole drive was I'm not going to regret that I took this chance to see if maybe something could work, right? And I just didn't. I kind of kept picturing myself. I come home every night and I'd sit on my recliner and I would pull up every college staff in the nation. I'd email coaches or write letters. And I just felt like if I didn't make that drive, I'd be sitting there 10 years later kind of doing the same thing, right? Sitting here saying, man, what if I would have?
Right. Do you ever tell that to your kids? Your actual
they know it.
Kids
we don't talk about it very much.
Seriously?
Yeah, we don't talk about it much anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I've certainly mentioned it. I'm a big goal setter. I've always written my goals in my mirror, and I have goals in my mirror right now, so I'm big on brushing my teeth every day, looking at my goals and saying what I want to accomplish. And I think, for me, at least, I've been really lucky to be able to hit a lot of those goals and always been kind of a dreamer. And, it's worked out with hard work.
No, obviously you've graduated professionally from moments like that, clearly at the top of the game right now. But the only reason why I ask that is it is a story about taking chances, taking risks, belief in self. It's the exact sort of stuff that you want to instill in players to win a championship. Yeah. That's why I asked, for sure.
Yeah, and I think they're familiar, but my story's been told. I want these guys to tell their own story, right? And I think they recognize that hard work works. They see examples of that on our team, but I don't need to spend too much time talking about myself.
Oh, even though there's an I in Lanning, I totally get it. So then what are the goals that are currently on that mirror as you brush your teeth right now?
Yeah, it's changed. The number one goal on my mirror is to help my people reach their dreams and goals. Like I wake up every morning and I pinch myself that I get to be the head coach at Oregon. And, now the way that I feel like I can pay that forward is to help a guy get to the NFL, help a coach get a head coaching job, grow somebody from a GA position to a full-time coaching position. So that's the number one goal on my board. There's a lot of other stuff up there. One of them is growing Caden Niles and Titan into men. I really want to be a great father, not just a great coach. And that's really important to me. I have unbelievable kids. My wife does a Showtime job, and I'm really proud of where they're at. And then I want to win some games, man. There's, Mike Belotti's won 116 games here at Oregon. I hope that I can pass that up someday. We're a long ways away. But there's just a lot of things up on that mirror that I look at each morning and say, okay, this is a priority for me.
How do you stay in touch with your kids and know, what take a pulse check and know how to, I guess, come up with ways to communicate with kids who have a lot on their plate and obviously other things that can take their attention? How do you do that, Dan?
My kids personally, or the kids on our team?
I like it. I guess I should your players in that respect.
Yeah. I think there has to be really open dialect. Healthy organizations have conversational turn taking. They have people that are engaged. So you got to give them the floor. You got to give them the stage at times. For a bye week, I had a meeting with several of our guys just to get a pulse of where they're at and then talk about the common realities of things that'll get in the way of us accomplishing what we want to accomplish. Everybody deals with distractions, players, coaches, teams. So how do we manage distractions? And you just put it out there in the forefront and have, conversations where you feel like you can be open and honest with each other. I think that's where it starts.
For sure. And then come up with ideas on how to motivate. I mean, again, I'll just go back to what I saw when you were talking to your players prior to going to the big house, because, again, that's my alma mater, as I'm sure you know, and you were just basically said something along the lines of, in the second half, we're going to look up and we're going to see some empty seats and people are going home because of the way we're playing. And you then stopped the players in the middle of the game and said, take a look. This is what we talked about. How do you come up with stuff like that?
I mean, I think you try to pull motivation from anywhere, but that comes, specifically from Coach K talking about playing, in a road environment. And he talks about that feeling. He talked about calling timeouts in moments and looking around and saying, see, I told you. And that one just kind of played out. But that was definitely from a Coach K talk to his team, and what that played out like for us. And we try to find moments in every game, try to find things that'll relate to our players in every situation, and try to predict a little bit of what the story might play out to look like.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app, 12 to 3 Eastern.